This is MassX with a brand new One Punch Man the Strongest video. And as many of you probably feel like I do, we're at kind of a lull right now, waiting for the URs, nothing really exciting. The meta's kind of blah. So last week, if you watched my EBZ playback with commentary, I played Lilig. And Lilig has been using, of course, the telekinetic power core. Not sure which level, if he's on the third or fourth, but as I was just doing my rounds this week on Sunday, I was looking and I was like, oh wow, I could power up to level 17 and try this core out without really having to change a lot. And so I was like, well, what the hell, let's just have some fun. So what is this core? Well, at level 17, it gets pretty darn good. It's good before that, but it gets really good. Okay, you got the basic effect, which you're probably already familiar about, with the grants 3 energy points every turn, grants 2 energy points when any support character launches follow-up triggers once per turn. But at 17, when an ally takes fatal damage, they enter specialized unyielding, like they all do. Ignores all incoming damage, replaces unyielding, and won't be affected by ignore unyielding. Effect disappears after actions of any 4 characters, and you get the recovery of HP by 100% of max HP, and it can trigger 3 times, which is really nice at that point because your character's getting full HP back and 3 times. On top of that, after you trigger the specialized unyielding, at 17, you're actually getting bonus damage of 80% attack to 3 random enemies. So yeah, plus, deploying 2 grapplers, 2 espers is really easy, makes your team comp interchangeable much better. So I figured, what the hell, let's go for it. Now, coupling that, of course, with Geryu's passive that cuts off 40% of your opponent's attack the first 2 turns, it is a really good core, and it is viable even with Drive Knight core out there. I personally have always preferred Drive Knight, still do, but can respect how good the Geryu core is, especially when you get up to those upper levels. So I was like, what the hell, we're gonna go ahead and do it. As you can see, I wasn't very creative with my team. I considered it, but just didn't have enough time. So I just slotted them in instead of Drive Knight and wanted to see what would happen. I figured in a mirror match, again, it's just going to be who does the most damage first, because you're nullifying each other's attack by 40%. So yeah, it is what it is. But when you're playing somebody that's not using it, that's a big crutch. Now, the huge weakness, though, for the Geryu core is that 2 turns for that passive of the 40%. At least from what I've seen, you have to kill in the first 2 turns. If you don't kill in the first 2 turns, it's a very big uphill battle after that. A, because you lose that passive, but also 2, by then you've probably burned through your specialized unyieldings. So yeah, your team has to really be able to make its mark in those first 2 turns, or it's going to be unsuccessful. Where Drive Knight, of course, you don't have that problem. You just get that extra tanking ability, and that's it until it's used up. That's why I personally prefer it. But right now, it's not a bad option if you can do that quick kill, especially for the remainder of characters that should be coming out. So it's actually a really good option if your team is strong enough against the opponent they're playing. So I figure, what the hell, let's see what happens. I took a hit to my team by, I don't know what it was, 10 million? I don't know. It was a fair amount because I didn't do anything crazy. I just put Drive Knight's gear on Geryu, and that's about it. I didn't do anything else. Basically, that character has been sidelined to Team 2. But in a little testing on the side, in Arena, and of course for EBZ, it was just as successful. Am I as confident as I am when I'm using the Drive Night core? Honestly, too soon for me to say, but if I had to, I would say hell no. I just think as a whole, the Drive Night core is better, but it's really good if your opponent isn't playing Geru, because that 40% right now with Specialized Corrosion, the DOT, DSK and Glory Boss makes a big difference. So yeah, that alone is a biggie. So, but yeah, as you can see, it's pretty darn effective. And we're just beating the crap out of each other. It's going to be whoever holds out the longest wins. But yeah, Lillig's account jumped again. It's like 172. It might even be more than that. I don't remember. Somebody robbed a bank and is going hard. But honestly, between you and me, whoever's running the Lillig account, you really should be working on your DK. This with Geru is going to be selective, and I think it's going to be hit or miss the further down the line we go. But that's just my personal opinion. Hey, why not have two options instead of just one? And that's what I've basically done now, is I got two different options, and quite honestly, I'm burned out. So I think I may just play this core out until we get URs and I completely start to really revamp my team. I'm even considering taking out possibly a character and trying something new too. I just get something to keep my interest, let's be honest. But that's really about it. Just wanted to feature that, show you guys the core at a full 17. It's a rarity. I think there's only one other core I've pushed to 17, and that was by accident. And it's a really crappy early core. The ones you get all the stuff you want that you don't want for. But this is the first one that I legitimately was looking forward to. Like DK core, would love to get to 17, but it's such a long process. I mean, when did we get Geru? It was a long time ago, and now I'm just hitting 17. It's crazy how long it takes. DK is going to be like another 6 months before it does that, and we'll have another core by then. But I just wanted to put it out there, show the effectiveness it can have. But again, when you're testing, you've got to make sure your team is really able to kill in 2 turns. That to me is the crutch of this core. So, alrighty, with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.